Alright, so right now let me give you a challenge. Okay, you are going to solve this challenge, and the output of this challenge will be you are going to be familiar with the ResultSetExtractor and the rowmapper. Right now you only know the concept, but when to use the ResultSetExtractor and when to use the rowmapper, this thing I have only given you the definition in the last video. So right now let's experience it. Let me give you a challenge, and I'm expecting an answer from you that whether I should use ResultSetExtractor to solve this problem or I should use the rowmapper to solve this problem. Okay, so my requirement is, guys, here you can see my student table. So if I'm going to, execute this particular query, you can see I have 7 number of students available inside this particular database. Some students are from BLR. That means some students are from Bangalore, some students are from New York, some students are from Austria, some students are from, that's it. Some are from Bangalore, New York, and Austria. So basically what I need, I want to fetch all the students. I only want to fetch, let's say, the student underscore name, comma, and also I want the student underscore address. Okay, there we go. So if I'm going to run this query, I'll be only seeing 2 columns. So what I want, guys, I want to group these, students. Let's say for Bangalore, I want to find how many students are there who are actually from Bangalore, right? So right now, this Vilas is from Bangalore, this Mary is from Bangalore, this Khan is from Bangalore, and again, there is another Vilas. This is a duplicate record. So basically, let me update this name to something else. Let me write an update query. I'll say update school. This is my schema name dot student set student name equal to something else. Let me say Frank. Okay, where the ID, in my case the ID is roll number. Let me copy this, paste it again, and let me say star to this one. Let me say star. If I'm going to execute this, okay, the roll number 7th guy, right? Let's say the roll number is equal to 7. Okay, so let me run this particular query. So one record will be updated. Right now, again, let me hit this first query, select star from student, and well, it's got updated to Frank. So right now I want to group all the students. Let's say from BLR, I want to know how many students are there from BLR. So you can see Vilas is from BLR, Mary is from BLR, and this Frank is from BLR, this Khan is from BLR, right? So there are 4 students from BLR. So I want to track how many students are from New York. So you can see Don is from New York and John is from New York. And how many students from Austria? There are 1 student from Austria called Nora, right? So I want to get a table where I will have the student address. Okay, let's say BLR. And for the BLR key, I want a set of value just like the student's name. Let's say Vilas, Mary, Khan, and Frank. Okay, so I need something just like this. Let me go to my sketchbook and let me show you an example here. So basically, I want to have a table just like this, address, okay, and student name. Let me say I only want to have the student name. Let's say for address BLR, I should get the record just like this, of Vilas and Khan and Frank and Mary. Okay, let's say from New York City, there are 2 students. Let's say John, Don, right? So basically I want my table to be like that so that I can track. Okay, from BLR there are basically 4 students. Okay, from New York there are basically 2 students. Okay, so I just want to see how many students belong to which address or which city. So I want to create this type of table by using Java. So how can I create a table by using the Java? Obviously, I am going to use which data structure? Obviously, I'm going to use the map data structure, right? Because for the map, we'll have a key value pair. So address will be the key and the name is going to be the value. Okay. So tell me what is going to be the syntax of this particular table. So basically I'm going to create a map Okay, and in this map I am going to store the address. This address is going to be the string type. Obviously the BLR or New York, these are the strings, right? So map string I want to store as a key, and as a value I'm storing Avilash, Khan, Frank, Mary. So there are a group of students, right? So how can I represent a group of students inside Java? Obviously I'm going to use list, right? I'm going to use a list. So list of what I need, these are list of names. The name data type is string, so I will be needing a list of string. So using this format I want to import my data, or I want to get my data just like this format. Okay, so how I am going to do this, how I am going to implement this particular thing. So your job will be, you are going to write me a method, let's say group student, let's say this is going to be the method name, group student by address. Okay, so you will not pass anything to the argument, and you are going to return me this. Your method should return me this map of string. So this string is basically the city name or the address. Okay, I can say address right here, or you can say city, and this list of string is going to be names, right? The student names, right? So try this, think about it, think how you are going to solve this and what kind of logic that you are going to write, and whether you are going to use a row mapper or you are going to use a result set extractor. So tell me what you are going to use. You are going to use a row mapper or you are going to use the result set extractor. Think about it. So basically, if you need to return me something just like this, something just like in this format, basically first thing is you need the access for your whole result set, isn't it? I told you in the last video, if you are going to use the result set extractor, you are going to get all your records at a time. You are going to get your complete result set object back if you are going to use the result set extractor. So if you're going to get the complete result set object back, then you can have access to all the records present inside your table. Then you can decide, okay, this particular record, this address is BLR. This particular record, this address is Hyderabad. Okay, this particular record, this address is New York. Okay, so basically, you know, once you get the hold of the complete result set, you can actually track who is from which city, and the way you can achieve it, you can use the result set extractor. You need to map all your database records, all the database records to one object. Okay, I want to get it in this format. So think about it, and I can give you a clue if you want. So guys, as a clue I can give you, just go to my channel, okay, and you need to watch for a specific video I have created, I think 2-3 years back, and you can see that particular video. That is going to give you a, you know, idea that how you are going to create, you know, how you are going to solve this particular problem. So I have created a video, okay, this one, Java coding interview question. Okay, see how I have solved this particular, you know, this particular problem, right? This is going to basically give you a very good foundation to solve the particular issue that I have given you, right? So I'll put the video link in the description, or you can search for the Java coding interview question. You will get this particular video. See how I have solved this particular problem. Try to solve this particular problem also, and once you are able to do that, then obviously happily you can solve the problem that I have given you right here. Okay. Okay, so right now let me give you the solution of the particular problem. Hopefully you have taken time and you thought about it how to solve this. Well, right now I'll give you the solution. You can see some noise coming from outside. It's basically raining outside. Hopefully you can hear me well. So let me give you the solution right now. So right now basically you need to create a table, right? You need to create a table just like this. Sorry for the drawing. Think like I need two things. As I said, I'll be needing the address here. This is going to be my address, and also I'll be needing the list of students who belong to that address, right? Okay, so to create a table just like this in Java, what I can do, I can create a map, right? I can create a map, and my key is going to be address. This address is basically going to be a string, isn't it? So I can say string here, map of string, and then I am going to have list of students, just like Hyderabad, HYD, and let's say student AAA, BBB, and CCC is there inside the Hyderabad. So this is going to be a list of names, a list of strings again. So I'll say list, and it is going to be a list of string. Okay, so this is going to be my map syntax. Okay, the key and the value pair, and I can say map student map student map is equal to new hash map. Okay, basically I need to create a hash map object, and there you go, I am done. Okay, and with this, right now let's get started with how you are going to basically think about solving this particular problem. So basically I'm going to take you to my database right now. So right now if I'll go to my DB, so you can see I have a record here. The first record is Abhilash, and he is from BLR. So basically what I'm going to do, I need to insert this particular record to my database, and to do that, first of all, I am going to check before I insert this record BLR and Abhilash. Before I insert this record to my DB, first I will check whether this BLR is exist right here inside the table. Right now the BLR does not exist. So basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to add this BLR to this string, and I'm going to add this Abhilash to this list. So basically I'm going to create a list, and I'm going to add the Abhilash to that particular list or array list, and I'm going to add this list object to this particular value. And this BLR, this is going to be my key, so I'm directly going to add the key to this particular map, right? So basically the intention is, before I'm going to insert this record, I'm going to check whether the BLR is present or not. If it is not present, then add BLR and add the list of students. Right now my student is Abhilash here. Add Abhilash to this list. There you go, you are done. Next time again you will go to the database, again you will fetch this record John and New York. Well, come here. Well, is there any students available right here who is from New York? No, the New York key is not available, so the value is also not available. So let me add New York here, New York, okay, and add John as a value to the New York. Again go to the database, then you pick Nora, and he is from Austria. Then come again, then check whether Austria is available here. No, then add Austria, okay, add Nora as a value, okay, then again go to database, Mary and BLR. Well, right now there is a match. Well, whenever I'm going to add Mary who is from BLR, I'll check first whether BLR is available inside my map table. Well, the BLR is right now available, so I cannot add one BLR again, right, because the key cannot be duplicated inside the map. So I'll do what? If the BLR is available, I just need to do what? I need to fetch the value for this BLR. I need to fetch the value for this BLR key. Right now for this BLR, already a list is present where only one object is there whose name is Abhilash. Right now I will do what? I will add one more value, one more object to this particular list. And again I will add another string object, and that string object name is what? Mary, right? So I'll do comma Mary. There you go. Think like right now I want to add Don again who is from New York. Well, the New York is already available. Right now you are going to search for the people who are there inside the New York, right? And right now you will get a list back where only one object is added, where only one student is added. And again Once you get that particular list, add one more object to this. Let's say his name is Don, right? So let me write Don here. And just like that, keep adding the people right here to this list for a particular address, and you are going to solve it by using the Java map. Okay, right now, if you get some kind of idea, go ahead and implement it. But right now, I'll show you how to implement it and how simple it is going to be to implement this particular thing using Java, right? So this is a very good challenge. A lot of people give this particular problem in interviews, so do practice this particular problem. And if you do not sure how to do it, keep watching the video, because I'm going to solve this particular problem just right now. And you can hear it's raining really hard outside, so right now I'm going to stop my video because I do not want unnecessary noise to come in my videos. So I'm going to stop the recording right now, and I'll resume once the rain stops. Till then, you keep trying. Okay, so right now let me go ahead and implement this particular problem. So I'll go to my Spring JDBC ResultSetExtractor. This is the project that I'm working on right now. So I will go to my ResultSetExtractor package, and basically I need to create a new ResultSetExtractor right here. Well, before I do that, let me go to my DAO and go to my student DAO, and let me create the method that I want to create right now. Let me give some white spaces. Let me come here and let me write the method that I want to develop. So basically I want to group my students. So group students by address, right? With the address, I want to group my students, as I said. And this particular method will give me a map back. So I'll say map, and I want to get the string because I want to get the address of the student and the country of the student. So basically I want to store the address or the country name or the city name as string. So basically this string stands for the address, and then I want to have a list of students who belong to this particular address. So I'll say list. So I want a list of student name. So student name is going to be which type? Obviously a string type. So let me write string here, and there we go. This is the method that I want to develop, and I want to fix the import for map. So I'll do what? Command Shift O to fix the import, and I'll do Command S. Right now, let me go to my student DAO IMPL, and let me implement this particular method. So I'll go to student DAO IMPL, add the unimplemented method. Well, there we go. Let me go all the way to down right now. And this is the method for what I am going to write the implementation for. So basically, as I said, I am going to write a simple SQL. So write string SQL equal to select star from student. Okay, let me have a simple SQL query. So basically right now I want to execute this particular select query, but I want to get the data in this format. I basically want to create a map table where I'll have the student address and a list of students. So basically from this query, I want to face that. So basically let me execute the query by calling my JDBC template object. So I'll say JDBC template. Again, I want to execute a query, a simple query. And this time I want to execute my SQL query. And also I want to pass a ResultSetExtractor object right here. So let me create a new ResultSetExtractor right now. So let me go here to my project explorer, and right here inside the ResultSetExtractor package, I'm going to create a new class. So new class, and I will say student address ResultSetExtractor. There we go. And I want to put this class inside the package called ResultSetExtractor. So let me do finish. Well, right now my class is ready. Let me minimize this so that I'll get some space here to show you. And I'm going to implement the ResultSetExtractor, this one. And right here, the type is going to be, obviously I want to, import my data as a table, as a map. Let me import this map. And the key is going to be the address, the country or the city name, which is basically going to be a string, and the value will be basically a list of students, right, who belongs to that particular address. Hold on, but for the value, I do not want to store a list of student objects. I want to store a list of student name. So I'll say list of string. This list of string represents, I'm going to have a list of student name attached to this particular address. Okay, there you go. Well, let me add the unimplemented methods for now. And right now I have my extract data method, which will basically give me the result set back. So I'll say res, and right here, I'm going to remove this. And I am going to give some white spaces after this so that I can see everything inside one screen. Cool. So right now, let me go ahead and let me implement this. First of all, inside this method called extract data, I'll be getting the result set back, right? So basically, if I'm going to run my select query, I will get all the records from my database. There are 7 records. So basically, right now I have to insert the first record. Let's say Abhilash, and he is from BLR. So I'll come here, and right here, I'm going to extract the data from the result set. So res.getString, and I'll find the column label, and the first label will be student underscore name. I want to fetch the name for the student, and also just give me, I'll say res.getString, and I am going to fetch the student underscore address. I want to fetch the name, and I want to fetch the address for the student from the result set. Okay, right now this is going to return me a string. It is basically going to return me the first column name. For the first column, the name will be Abhilash and the address will be BLR. So this is going to return me for the first record. This is going to return me Abhilash, and for the address, it is going to return me, let's say BLR. Okay, so let me store this with a string. So I'll say string student name is equal to this, and also I am going to capture the address right here again. So I'll say command V, and I'll say equal to, and I'll change it to student address. Okay, so right now I have a hold of the first record name and address. So basically I need to insert this data, right? The address is BLR, and the name is Abhilash here, and I need to return this thing as this format, right? Well, so let me do one thing. Let me create a map table. I just want to create a table like data structure. So obviously I will use map. Let me copy this format. Let me say command C. Let me do command V here, and I'll say student, let me say student map, or let me say student table so that you can understand. This is the table where we are going to store this data, and we are going to return this table, right? So I'll say student table is equal to new hashmap. Let me give a hashmap implementation. So I'll say hashmap, and there you go, right? And at last, I'm going to return this table, this student table right here. Okay, so basically right now, once I am done fetching the data from the table, so first of all, let me add the student name and the student address to my table. Okay, so let me do one thing. First of all, as I said before I enter this thing, before I enter the student name and address to the student table, I need to check whether any data available, any students available who is from Bangalore or who is from this particular address, right? So basically I'll say student table, and I will search for the key. I'll say get, I'm going to look for this particular object, right? Let's say student address, this is the key. I'll say command V, and I'll look for the address. So basically I'm trying to search the student address from the map, from the student table. Okay, from here I'm looking for any students if available who belongs to this particular address, which is BLR in this case. But obviously this is the first record, so there will be no students available, so a empty list will be back by the get method. So basically whatever it gives me back, I am going to store it with a list of name, right? So I'll say java.util string, and I'm going to say names, or I can say it is going to give me a student's name list. Let me say something just like this. So basically if the address is available, it is going to give you the name of the students belonging to that particular address. But right now, as this is the first record, there is nothing available here. So this will give me a null object. So what I'm going to do, let me handle that. Right now, if this is a null, if this is going to return me null, that there is no students available for this address, that means this address is even not inserted to my table. Okay, this address does not exist inside this table. That's why it is giving you null. So I'll say what? I'll say if, okay, if this particular list, the name list, is equal to null, if this object does not contain any student's object, and if it is null, if this name list does not contain any student name, and if the list is null, then do one work, add these two things, add the student name and address to my student table. So first of all, let me add. So let me say, what is my map object? Student table. I'll say student table, which is this one. And I'm going to store something inside the map. So how to put elements inside the map? So I'll say put, and I'll give a key value pair. Okay, what is going to be my key? My key is going to be a string, which is basically my address. So basically I'll copy this address, as this address is not available inside this map. Let me paste this address right here for the first time. And what is going to be the value? The value is going to be Avilash, this one. Okay, this student name is going to be the value. And right now I need to add this student name to my map table. Okay, but well, this value should be a list type, right? And right now I just cannot add the student name directly right here. First I need to create a list, then I need to add the student name to that list, and then I need to add that list to here, just like this. First of all, I will do what? I will create a student list. So I'll say array list, and I'll say array list of string. I'll say new student list is equal to new array list. Okay, and I'm going to add new student list dot add, and I am going to add the student name that I got from here to my list. And right now my list object is created. Then my student name, whatever I faced right here, right now I'm adding it to a new list, and I am going to copy this and I'm going to paste it right here, and there you go, you are done. Okay, so the first scenario is done. So basically whatever you are fetching right now, student name and student address, you are adding to your map table by giving a key value pair for the address and the list of student. But right now, as there is no students available for this address, that's why whenever you said student table.get student address, you found a empty list from here. As this is an empty list, so there is no list exists inside this table called student table. So this list is empty. So what I did, I have created a new list. I have added one student to the list, and I am adding this particular list and this particular address called BLR to this particular table. So right now we have this data. Imagine just like this. We have something just like this inside our table, BLR, and a new list object is here, and we have the result here as Avilash. Okay, this is the student, this is the key, and this is the value which is there inside our table. Okay, so right now imagine that you are done with adding the first record to your map table, just like this. Right now inside your map, the first row has been added. Right now you need to keep adding elements to this student table. So right now you need the second record. The second record will be John, and he's from New York, right? Again, you need to do what? You need to fetch another record from the result set. First of all, let me do a command A, Control-Shift-F to format the code, and let me, decrease the size, the font size, so that you can see everything clearly. Right now, let's say I want to get the next element from the result set. Who is the next element? The next element is John, and he's from New York, right? So how can I get the next element? So I need to keep iterating through the result set. So what I can do here, I need to again get the name and address from the result set. So what I'll do here, I'll put all these things inside a while loop. I'll put it inside a while, and I'll say res, my result set, please give me the next row if it is available. And I will wrap this up, wrap this amount of code till this if. I will wrap this amount of code inside the while. Okay, so that I can keep performing the same work again and again. So right now, just imagine if it is a second record, again, the student name will be what? The student name will be John, right? So I'll say John, and the value is from New York. So once I'm done fetching the name and address, the next thing I'm going to check whether is there any students available for this address called New York. So I'm going to say student table dot get of New York. And right now check here if any students are available from New York. Inside this table right now we have BLR and Avilash. So I will get a empty student name list. I'll get a empty list back from this student table because there is no students who are from New York, right? So if there is no students available, again create a new list, okay, and add one student to that particular list. So add John to here, add John to the list. So I'm adding student name, and student name here we got it John. And once we got the student name back from here, we are going to add the student name list, and we are going to say the address as the key. So the key is going to be the student address, which is going to be New York, and the value is going to be the student name list. So we are adding this, we are adding John to the list, right? So copy and paste. So this is what we have added to our map table right now. Okay, so Command C. So inside this table, I have right now these two elements, isn't it? Inside this table, I have two different key value pair. One is BLR Avilash and New York John, right? Well, I believe you understand the scenario. Right now, let's go for a new scenario whenever we'll have a duplicate. Just think like right here. Whenever we'll get Mary, okay? Whenever we'll try to insert the number 4 record, who is Mary, and she is also from Bangalore, right now what is going to happen, if I'll go to my STS, whenever you'll try to paste the name, and the name will be, let's say Mary, and let's say she is from Bangalore, let me say BLR, and let me remove this, and let me remove this comment, and think what is going to happen inside the code, right? So let's say we get the student name as Mary, address as Bangalore. Right now we are going to say, hey, from the student table, from here we are going to fetch whether there is an address called Bangalore exists inside the table. If exists, give me the name of students who belongs to Bangalore. Right now this particular statement, student table dot get, it is going to give you a list back. And this is not going to be null this time. What it is going to give you back? It is going to give you back this particular list. There is already a list we have added previously, and we have inserted Avilash to that particular list. So this particular statement is going to give you back a complete list. And this list is right now having Avilash right now, correct? It is going to give you a list object back. And if it is going to give you a list object back, this if clause will not execute, because right now the student name list is not equal to null. We do have a array list object right here assigned to the student name list. So if there is a list exist, then we do not need to do anything. Our list is already created. Our list is available. We just need to add this Mary to this particular list. Okay, so that's what we're going to do right now. I'm going to come to the else here, and I'm going to say what? I'm going to say, okay, so this is the list you are going to get. This is the list you are going to get. So I'm going to take this list, Command C, Command V, and I am going to add one element to my list. I'm going to say list.add. This is how we add element to the list. And right now, as we get the list, who is the student that I want to add right now? Student name. So Mary is the student I want to add. So I'm going to say student name just right here. Okay, there we go. You are done. I'll do Command A, Command Shift F to format everything. Right now you are done with the coding. So right now you just have a look of this particular method called extract data, and we are done with the implementation. So right now let's go ahead and let's test it. Okay, if you got it in the first shot, that's really good. If you did not get it, open your computer right now and start coding. Okay, do not watch right now, start coding. Okay, but hold on, let me test this whether it is working fine or not. So basically my class name is student address result set extractor. So let me copy this. Let me go to student.impl, and right here I'm going to say, hey, just create a new object of student address result set extractor, and this is going to return you what? Right now this guy is going to return you a map, right? So let me do what? Let me do command 1 and assign statements to the new local variable. This is going to return you a map of string which contains a list of student names, right? So let me copy this query and let me return this here. Command S and you are done. So right now, let's go ahead and let me call this particular method called group by student address. But what happened here? Why there is a M present here? It should be group by student address. Let me go to DAO. It should be group by student address. Let me do Command S and there you go. You are done. Right now we will go to our test class and let me test my code. Okay. First of all, let me remove all this operation that I'm doing. Okay. And right now let me say student DAO dot group students by address. And this is going to return me a map back. So I'll say command 1 and I will assign whatever it is giving me back to a local variable. This is going to give me a map object back. Let me increase the font. And once I get that object back, I am going to say what? I'm going to copy this and I'll say sysout. Okay. I'll say command V to print it. Okay. So right now, let me go ahead and let me do right click, run as and run as Java application. I'm really excited. Let's see whether I'm getting my result. Well, it is saying group of student address. Why? Because I have put it inside a double quote. So let me remove it. Let me do save again. Right click, run as Java application. And something happened. For New York, we have John and Don. For Austria, we have Nora. For Bangalore, we have Abhilash, Mary, Khan, and Frank. Cool. Hopefully this works. For Bangalore, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Frank, Khan, Mary, and Abhilash. For Austria, we have Nora. For New York, we have John and Don. There you go, man. It did work fine. I believe right now you understand what is the need of the ResultSetExtractor. Here in the ResultSetExtractor, as we are doing some operation, we are actually trying to get a hold of complete result set right here. We need the complete result set object right here to perform all this operation. And once we are done with the operation, we are importing all the student records in a format of map and as a string as a key, list of string as a value. So basically we are trying to assign, we are fetching all the students record from the database. We are making it available with the result set. We are playing with that. And as a whole, we are importing all the students as a map object at once. Okay. And that's the scenario when you are going to use the ResultSetExtractor. Else, inside the simple requirement, if you want to just, map your student records, one of your student records to your domain object, then obviously for one by one mapping, go to the rowmapper, do not go to the ResultSetExtractor. Okay. For simple requirements, use custom mapper just like student rowmapper. Hopefully this is clear. So I'll see you in the next video with some more exciting things. Keep watching.